All right. Good afternoon. A lot of familiar faces, some that are not, but yeah, these situations never easy. Always a lot of emotion around these kinds of things, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for what Scott has done here, the accomplishments he's had over his career with the Mariners. But really looking forward to what this team is in front of right now. Really excited about these last 34 games as you look at the schedule. This is going to be fun. I know these guys are ready to take it on, and I'm excited with this opportunity. This is this has been a home for us for a long time. This has been an organization that I've spent some time with, and to be in this position, to have this opportunity, I'm extremely grateful for that, humbled by it. And I want to do the best job possible to help get all of us back to the playoffs in the quickest route possible. But I will take questions.
How long have you been thinking about an opportunity like this, especially with the team you spent so much time with?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been something that my wife and I have always kind of talked about, that if the call came, then it would be something that we would consider, and I think it's such an honor to be a part of this. I can't speak more highly for how supportive so many people have been along this way. This has been a whirlwind couple of days, but just coming into the clubhouse today for the first time, and just the coaching staff, all the staff that's a part of the clubhouse. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to answer all the texts that I have, but just the support from around the people that I know in the area, out of the area, it's very exciting. So I don't think it was something that I think we always thought about it. Wasn't sure if it was ever going to happen, but this is a good time for this to happen for us, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity. It's definitely, I've had roles in the organization clearly, and this one is very, very different, and but I'm looking forward to the challenge.
Your first full-time managerial job, just why do you think you're prepared and ready for this right now?
I mean, I think a lot of these guys I've been able to coach, throughout the minor leagues, have pretty good relationships with a lot of them. I don't know all of them, but we will get there. I know a lot of these coaches. I've also been with a lot of these coaches throughout the minor leagues as well, and so there's a lot of familiarity there. I think that really, really helps, and I think a big part of a manager's job is building relationships and helping to bring those relationships to life on the field as well. And I think that that's a big part of what we do as managers, and so I'm thankful that I've had the opportunities in the minor leagues, in other roles, to be able to have relationships that are already established.
It's not just an intern tag either. Was that important to you to embrace more of a full-time opportunity here, and is that what does that say to you about the organization's confidence in you?
Yeah, I think it is important. I think when you look beyond just this next stretch here that we have, I think the idea is to try to start something new, and you can't do that in 34 games, and I think there's quite a bit of a time that needs to happen. We're going to make a great run at this thing here at the end. But there's also this idea of looking a long term as well, and I think that's partly is very, very exciting as well.
Jerry had said that this was a few days of a process leading to yesterday. What were those few days like for you as you're trying to wait?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think, again, you can say all you want, like, if this comes up, we would do it. And then when it does come up, you really have to take time to consider it and think about it. So it was a lot of contemplating. It was a lot of understanding what it actually all meant, and remembering what it was like to be here on a daily basis, and spending your time in a ballpark. It's you as a player, it's a little bit different. As a coach, you actually spend more time here, and as a manager, you spend more time here. So you have to consider all those things. But I think the excitement of where this team is, the excitement of the talent that's in that clubhouse, that's the part that's very exciting, and what we have a chance to do here late in the season brings even more excitement to the position.
Dan, how much did Lou Piniella prepare you for this job?
Well, I think the game has changed a lot, and managers have changed over time as well. But I think when you look at Lou and the job that he did, just the fact that he commands respect like he did, and demanded our best every day. I think those are things that hopefully I can instill as well. I definitely will take what I can from Lou, because he was one of the best, no doubt about it. And those are a couple of things that really stand out for me. And hopefully that's something that I can continue on here from Lou.
So shooting, what fans of this team are looking for these last 34 games is some kind of jolt, as you guys have quite a bit of ground to make up. Can a manager provide that? If so, how?
I don't. It's going to get done on the field, and I think that this team we have seen over time has really can catch fire, and can catch fire very quickly, and it becomes very contagious very quickly. This is a good team. These guys have tremendous talent, and sometimes some kind of a change in some direction can spark something. But these guys have it in them already. It's not anything that is going to be artificial by any means. These guys can play. We've pitched so well all season, and this offense has a chance to get really, really hot here towards the end. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be an exciting stretch.
Dan, you're obviously not starting from ground zero with the relationships with these guys, but what is the challenge of jumping into that seat with 35-ish games to go in the season and try to figure out how to make this all work?
Yeah, it's a challenge. That's a big challenge. Is understanding that you want to sort of take your time to build relationships. We don't have a lot of time, and I think that some of these guys, a lot of the guys that we have on the team, especially some of the veteran guys, are new. Especially after the break and some of the trades we've made. So getting to know them quickly is going to be very, very essential. So those are things that are going to be priorities for me here especially in this homestand. Is getting to know some of those guys and helping them realize the leadership potential that they have in that clubhouse too.
And bringing on Edgar as your hitting coach, just what was that process like, and how can we help, maybe get a little bit more out of it?
Yeah, I think there's no one I trust more with hitters than Edgar. The thing about Edgar that I think a lot of people don't understand is that he was a tremendous hitter. He just had tremendous talent. But that's not all he had. He studies hitting. He's a student of hitting. And he can break it down better than anybody. And I think that was the first thought that came to my mind. I know he's familiar with a lot of these guys. He spends a lot of time here during the season anyway. But the idea that he can talk a lot about mechanics, as a lot of hitting coaches can, but also his ideas behind approach, behind a mindset in the batter's box. Those are things that I think he does exceptionally well at. And I know that that's going to be a big part of his hitting program going forward.
And what have the conversations been like with the players? Obviously, everything moving very quickly coming off that road trip.
Yeah, so far so good. We've had some good conversations. I know Gar's had some good conversations as well with some of the hitters already. I think there's a good feeling. I think obviously an off day yesterday helped kind of erase a little bit of that road trip. And now we're back home. And I think these guys are ready to go. And it's going to be an exciting series.
Dan, well, there's not a ton of time to build relationships with those that you don't know as much right now. What do you want to give them as a manager? What's important to you?
I think, one of the things I'd like to instill, and we talked about it a little bit today, is just this idea that going out to win in the playoffs, or to get to the playoffs, to get to the playoffs, is really about getting ready and prepared each day to go out and fight and take it. No team is going to hand us this playoff run, and when I've gone through it in the past, you have to earn everything. And so I think hopefully that's something that we can pass along fairly quickly and help these guys understand that. And it's so far in the conversations we've had, I feel like that's the understanding that we've got to go out and take it.
Beyond Lou, who are some of the other coaches or mentors that you've had, whose shoulders you were standing on? What are some of the lessons you've learned from them?
Yeah, obviously with Scott here, I've learned a lot from him and watching him over the years, no doubt about that. Guy across the way tonight, Bob Melvin, was a manager of mine for 2 years with here in Seattle, so he's obviously a mentor of mine as well. So watching, and being able to be under him, he was a former catcher as well. So, those would be two guys that kind of jump to mind quickly. But there are newer guys in the game as well, and I think the position of manager has really shifted a little, and just kind of being around a clubhouse or being around guys and talking about other managers has really helped shape some of the things that I will do too as a manager.
You mentioned that Lou taught you how to command respect and that he did it pretty naturally. How do you think that happens in modern day from a manager? How do you want to command respect?
Yeah, I think it's again, I think building relationships is what's the important part here. Is that understanding players and where they're at, and that's how you get their respect. I think this group so far has been tremendous at that. Just having a few conversations already today, it's been great to get to know a couple guys that I didn't know, and I'm looking forward to learning from them as well as we go forward on this, because I have a lot to learn, and because the game has changed so much. But it's as far as day one goes, it's been pretty good.
Being a manager, Dan, is very demanding. What did the family think about you becoming a manager?
Yeah, I guess we'd forgotten how much time you spent at the ballpark. But yeah, I think Annie was tremendous about it. I think we're at a stage in life it's a little bit more flexible in terms of child rearing. Our kids are out of the house. We don't have grandkids yet, so it's a good time to take this. And I've had nothing, like I've said, I've had a lot of support here, but I've had a ton of support at home, and I'm grateful for that.
All right. Thank you.